Robert Kreiser, Senior Manager from RSM, External Auditors for the district. I just want to briefly go through a few things. A couple weeks ago, RSM met with the Finance Committee. We went through in specific details the results of the audit. Today, I'll just briefly talk about the financial results as well as government auditing standards, and then also the compliance or single audit. First, though, I do just want to thank Alicia, Jill, Vanita, their team for all their help throughout the process. They're great to work with, very hardworking, and we really appreciate the cooperation throughout the entire process of the audit. We audit first under generally accepted auditing standards, where in terms of the financial statements, we ensure that they're presented in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles, or GAAP. In relation to these standards, we issued an unmodified or clean opinion. We also audit under government auditing standards, where we do additional work over internal controls. Last year, there were 2 findings related to this. In the current year, we did additional work to determine if those findings were corrected. Based on the work done, both findings were corrected in 2023. In 2023, there was 1 finding in relation to this. There was a material weakness related to the opinion unit of the aggregate non-major. So essentially, the reason it was a material weakness was because of the specific opinion unit that it was related to. It was not material to the district as a whole. Essentially, this was related to the recording of liabilities, and what the district's finance team did was properly, from a GAAP perspective, from accounting principles perspective, properly identify the liabilities that needed to be recorded in the financial statements. However, when they brought them into their system, they took the spreadsheet where they were accumulated and reviewed, where they were properly documented, and then they went to copy that into an entry to then place into the system. There was essentially a technical error that did not copy all the information in. So then through our audit process, we identified that some items were not included. That was then subsequently adjusted and then appropriately reported in the issued financial statements. Then that is in the compliance report, and then the district's response to that finding is listed on how that reconciliation clerical error will not happen going forward. We also audit under uniform grant guidance, where we test the schedule of expenditures federally awarded, or the CFA, the federal dollars that the district receives. In 23, the district received $106.1 million. The district expended $106.1 million of federal expenditures on the CFA, and we tested 3 major programs, and they were the Education Stabilization Fund, or ESSER, Title I, and then the Special Education Cluster. And so those 3 major programs totaled $78.2 million, or 73.7% of that CFA. And in relation to all 3 programs, we issued an unmodified or clean opinion. That is all I have. If anyone has any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
Mr. Kassan.
Yeah, and I do appreciate you coming in before us today, and we were able to discuss this in our board finance meeting a few weeks ago. And just to clarify, the one issue where the information wasn't passed over, it was because it was a spreadsheet from what I remember, correct, and there was a space. And so everything above the space got copied, correct, everything below didn't, and then you guys found it and it all was put in there.
This is also important to note that this is related to financial reporting. So this is not related to budget accounting. This is related to GAAP accounting. So this is accrual related, which is the requirement for GAAP. And so that is why that is then recorded on a spreadsheet, because this is manual recording of things that happen subsequent to year end from a cash basis. So from a dollars, they would have been paid out in fiscal 24, but from a financial reporting perspective, because they were related to fiscal 23, they have to be recorded to be appropriately presented under GAAP. And so that's why it's manually recorded reviewed and manually recorded in a spreadsheet to then be entered as a journal entry into the system. So that's kind of what part of that manual process is. And again, that manual process, until the actual entering of the entry, was appropriate in terms of identifying the liabilities and identifying the period in which they related to. It was yes. The spreadsheet included an additional line, so when they went to copy everything, it thought that Excel thought that everything had been captured when it had not.
And so, but additionally, because that was found within the audit that you guys do independently, we were able to get all of that information in correct. And going forward, they now know not to have a space in the data sheet so that this doesn't happen again.
Correct, exactly.
Okay.
And you can, in the compliance audit, that in management's response, how they will ensure that there are additional reviews kind of after that entry is made to then go back and compare again back to the spreadsheet to make sure all the information was captured.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? Okay. Oh, yep, Ms. Ashley.
Thank you. Did we get a copy of the complete findings on the audit, the whole thing? Do we have the whole audit?
I guess I don't know what has been provided. With the audit is completed. Yes, it is included, and I don't know what the team has provided to you, but yes, I believe so.
Ms. Bazone will answer that.
Yes, but the emails with the supporting documentation on Friday, a subsequent email on Saturday, and then also you have some of the documents duplicated in your notebooks tonight.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, I will call for the vote. Ms. Lamkin?
Aye.
Mr. Croissant?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall?
Aye.
Ms. Ashley?
Abstain.
And I. This item passes. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you very much for your time.